Not much of a sunset, huh? Welcome back to the channel, guys. As you can see, sunset was a bust tonight, so I thought I would make a video. And originally, I was intending on doing a how-to video for Z shooters, but as I started working with this 70-200, I noticed maybe a little bug with it, and so I wanted to reach out to you guys. First of all, tell you about this great setting because it does work on most of my lenses, but also reach out to you guys with the 70-200 and see if yours is doing the same thing as mine. So let me back up and tell you a little bit about the setting. So in your setup menu, there is a setting called Save Focus Position, and it's a toggle. It's either on or off. I think by default it's off. And so what that does is when you turn your camera off and then turn it back on again, as long as you have a Z body with a Z lens, it'll automatically set that Z lens to infinity, which is super useful for astrophotography. If you're shooting the Milky Way or what have you, it'll give you pinpoint stars just by turning your camera off and then back on again. Now,
okay, so let me try to explain this a little bit better. When you have save focus position turned off, when you turn the camera off and then turn it back on, the camera will automatically focus the lens to infinity, or at least it should. When you have save focus position turned on, the camera is going to retain whatever the focus position is when you turn it off and then back on again. So, for example, if you were shooting macro photography, if you're shooting, some macro subject, and you had your focus dialed in, and then you needed to turn off the camera for a bit, when you turned it back on, it's going to retain that same focus that you had before. I hope that helps. I didn't explain it very well in the video. I was kind of focused more on the issue I was having, but carry on.
last night, I'm getting eaten by bugs, sorry. Last night I was shooting a Galaxy and I had my 1.4 teleconverter on here, and I was trying to use that same setting. I'd turn it off, turn it back on. Stars were blurry. It was close, but it wasn't quite wasn't quite tack sharp. And so I went in and I thought maybe I'd turned save focus position to on by accident, and it was off. And so I just focused manually and, continued shooting. But I attributed it to the 1.4 teleconverter, and I thought, well, maybe with the 1.4, it gets you close, but for whatever reason, it can't get you all the way to infinity, whatever. And so that's kind of what I thought. And then I was testing it for this video, and I noticed that without the teleconverter, my 70-200 gets you close, but doesn't get you quite to infinity. So first of all, let me show you this. So right now I have save focus position off, and this is in the setup menu. I also have this. It's such a useful feature. It's actually in my menu as well. I threw it in there as well, save focus position, because I use it all the time and it works on all of my lenses. This is the first lens that I've ever experienced it not quite getting to infinity. All right, so right now, I've got my focus set to 1.2 meters. I don't know if you guys can see that, but trust me. Now I'm going to turn my camera off. I'm going to turn it back on. And if you can see that, it's touching infinity, but it's not quite there. And if I look through my viewfinder, I've got the focus peaking on. Those bushes right there, right by the road, probably can't see them very well. They're kind of blurry with this 1.4 aperture, but there's bushes by the road, which is not at infinity, that are tack sharp and are lighting up with the focus peaking. And the mountains, which are at infinity, those are blurred out. So if I go and I focus on the mountains, so right there should be infinity. And if you look, you can see how the infinity mark is right in the middle of that little tick. So I'm not sure what's going on. So let me know down in the comments if you have a copy of this 70-200. If you wouldn't mind giving it a try, and it'd even be great if you have the Z9 to try it out on. And let me know what you guys get. The other thing I was thinking, it could be the temperature. It was like over 100 degrees. So I thought maybe the temperature variation may have done something. But if I can't figure it out, it's really not that big of a deal to focus manually anymore. But just wanted to see if you guys knew of any issues out there and pass this along. But anyway, hope all is well. Hey guys, Editor Tom here. So my audio cut out as I was doing the outro. So thanks for watching the video. I do appreciate it. I know I'm not cranking out content a lot, but I'm just trying to put it out there when I feel it can be helpful to you guys. And I'm going to continue making trip videos. In fact, I've shot a lot of video on this trip out to Big Bend National Park. So hopefully I'll be able to put together a helpful video, or at least entertaining video. Anyways, till next time, see you later.